Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Chris Valet.
Adventure begins. My name is Mike Nemesavari. I'm a Scottish-Hungarian. I came over to Canada in 1964. Primarily, known maybe locally, even a little wider, as a freestyle skier. So I represented Canada and Great Britain in the 1970s and the 80s. In 1985, I broke my neck bouncing on the trampoline, doing a full-in, full-out. It's a double twisting back somersault, which rendered me a C4 or 5 complete quadriplegic. Needless to say, my life changed drastically, and going from one of the most independent athletes in the world to being fully dependent. But life indeed does go on, and I've tried to make the best of it and live life to the fullest.
Mike has a love for the outdoors and being in nature.
I've always loved the environment of being in the mountains. I love the feeling of the adventure, being out of normal elements. I love being out of my own comfort zone. I think that's when you can, truly, find yourself, is when you're in another domain. It's in my soul.
One domain that Mike and his partner Marianne have enjoyed visiting over the last 20 years is the Baxter Conservation Area, a pristine river floodplain on the edge of the Rideau River in Ottawa.
And we couldn't believe just how gorgeous it was. And you didn't see a lot of people, but we always knew that it was a gem. But the more we started to use it, the more we started to realize, as beautiful as it is, it was also a very challenging domain, because you could see that some of the boardwalks, the infrastructure was starting to break down, and the wood was starting to rot. If it was really wet, some of the paths with the stone dust, if they didn't have too much stone, were ending up getting stuck.
That's why Mike proposed the Baxter Conservation Area as the Site for Nature for All, an initiative to make the site a gold standard for accessibility in Eastern Ontario.
In 2018, we were approached by the Nature for All committee, so Mike Nemesavari came to us, and they asked us to consider making Baxter Conservation Area fully accessible.
Dan Cooper is the Director of Conservation Lands and Stewardship at the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority.
Immediately it seems a little overwhelming, but the more that you step back and think about the potential. So here at Baxter, it's a fairly flat area. We've already got the basic infrastructure. It wouldn't mean that making any new trails or anything. It's really just about improving what we have here and taking it to a gold standard. Everyone is going to have a greater experience because of this initiative.
The project includes 3 phases. Each phase will help transform the Baxter Conservation Area into the most accessible nature destination in Ottawa.
So the most noteworthy phase of this project will be the bridge across the marsh. So this is where you go over the marsh and you connect with our nut grove. So this is about a 120-meter span. Right now it's a floating bridge. When it was built in its time, it was a beautiful thing to see. It was everything, the standards of the day, but over time those standards have increased, and the structure has diminished. Another phase is the trails and boardwalks through the park. So there's 5 kilometers of trails. They're made up partly of boardwalk, partly of stone dust, and partly of original grade. So what we're going to do is do our best to bring those up to make them as level and remove trip hazards and make them wide enough for everyone. We have to look at our change rooms, our outhouses, and our interpretive center here at Baxter. And that includes even things like parking lots and having accessible parking.
Word on the Nature for All project is spreading quickly, but help is still needed to bring Mike's vision to life.
It really brings a smile to my face.
Some of our videos have been viewed 4,000 times. We get all kinds of donations made through our website. We've had interest sent to via Twitter and social media. So we've had a few wonderful starts on our fundraising campaign. We've had a lot of early interest from the public through our Rideau Valley Conservation Foundation. They've done a wonderful job just getting the word out about the plan, and we've had great response. We've got a commitment from Rideau Valley Conservation Authority to put in cash. We have a commitment from the Rideau Valley Conservation Foundation. The final piece of that puzzle is going to be getting some private sector assistance just to bridge that small gap that we're going to need to get the project finished.
I think we're doing it right, and we will get there by 2025, no doubt. It will be gold standard, and hopefully nothing like it. It will be a signature location, I think, for all of Ottawa.